Hello, Cancer. The universe has been whispering your name. And tonight, you heard it. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Something deep within you has been stirring lately, hasn't it? A memory, a presence, a feeling you can't quite name. Like someone you once loved is silently calling out to you. Through dreams, through songs, through the way your chest tightens at the sound of their name. You might have buried this love. You might have told yourself you've moved on. But tonight, your soul knows better. Because this is not just a love reading. This is a message your heart has been waiting to hear. Cancer, you are one of the most emotionally intuitive signs in the zodiac, ruled by the moon, protector of ancient memories, of soul contracts, of promises made in silence. And in this very moment, the energy surrounding you is unlike anything you've felt in a long time. This isn't just about romance. This is about something unfinished, a soul connection that never fully closed its door, a bond that's still echoing across timelines, waiting for resolution or reunion. And here's the part that will make your heart skip a beat: someone who once walked away from you, someone who once left you with more questions than answers. They are about to return, but not empty-handed. No, this time, they come bearing a message, and it is extremely important. For some of you, this could be the turning point of your entire love life. For others, this could be the moment you finally let go and rise into your power. So I'm going to ask you something personal, something sacred. Have you been feeling that strange shift in your energy lately? The urge to revisit the past, or maybe the tears that come without warning. Have you caught yourself thinking about someone you swore you were done with? If so, that's not random. It's resonance, and the universe does not repeat itself without purpose. Stay with me until the end of this video, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover secrets hidden beneath the surface messages, channeled directly from the person you can't stop thinking about, and signs from the universe that you may have been ignoring until now. But before we dive deep, take a breath, sit down, grab a warm cup of tea or coffee, whatever soothes your soul. Let's treat this moment like a sacred ritual, a space where you and I meet as friends, as kindred spirits, to explore something both beautiful and mysterious. Because by the end of this video, not only will you understand what this person is truly feeling for you, but you'll also receive a message that might just change the way you see love forever. If you're already feeling that magnetic pull in your chest, that's the sign. And if you believe that this message has found you for a reason, then comment below right now. Someone who caused me pain has an important message for me. Let the universe see your readiness. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're new, so you never miss the next sacred message meant just for you. Now, are you ready to hear what they've been dying to tell you? Because the message begins right now. I don't know how to say this without trembling, but they're still watching you. Maybe not with their eyes, not always, but with a part of their being that never stopped remembering. And tonight, that energy, that pull, that ache from their side of the universe has finally reached you. I channeled a message from this person. The energy came through like a wave, warm, confused, raw, and longing. It began with the words, "I want to be with you, but I don't know if you still feel the same about me." Simple words, but they were soaked in fear, hesitation, and hope. What hit me immediately was not just the message itself, but the way it was delivered. It wasn't a confident voice. It was tender, wounded, like someone who's been replaying the past over and over, wondering where it all broke, and why they can't seem to let go of your name. Cancer, someone out there, someone who once touched your life deeply, has been quietly holding on to the energy of you, and not just to your smile, your voice, or the softness in the way you looked at them. No, this runs deeper. They remember your presence, your stillness, the unspoken understanding you gave them when they couldn't even understand themselves. They told me this: I often think of you sitting on my bed, not saying anything, just being there, and I'd watch you from across the room. You had no idea how beautiful you looked in that moment. It made me feel safe, like I didn't have to pretend. It was in that memory, that quiet scene, that I felt their deepest regret. You see, they didn't just lose a relationship, they lost a sanctuary. And in the echo of that loss, they've been haunted by the thought that maybe, just maybe, they were too broken to deserve the peace you gave them. They see you now through a veil of distance, almost like watching a candle in a window during a stormy night, unreachable, but still burning. And yes, they notice your legs, your lips, your laugh. But more than that, they notice your light, and it's driving them crazy. Because while the world may be applauding them, while others may be chasing them, deep down they know none of it feels like home. You did, and here's the part that gave me chills. They never stopped believing that you two were meant to find each other again. No matter how much time has passed, no matter what's happened in between, they feel something between you that's beyond logic, beyond timelines, beyond reason. It's not just chemistry. It's not just attachment. It's something sacred. Something like a soul contract. This is why you can still feel them when you close your eyes. This is why, even on your strongest days, there's a part of you that feels incomplete. Because you were never just lovers. You were mirrors. You were medicine. You were the answer to prayers. Neither of you had the courage to say out loud. I know some of you might be thinking, but they hurt me. They left. And you're right. They did. But not because you weren't enough. It was because you were too much of what they didn't believe they deserved. And now that they've gone through their own dark night of the soul, now that the illusions have started to fall away, they're starting to realize the depth of the connection they tried so hard to escape. This person has come to understand that not all love stories are fairy tales. Some are tests. Some are initiations. And some, like yours, are soul recognitions that shake everything they thought they knew about themselves. You see, there are people we meet in life who make us feel butterflies. But there are others, rarer ones, who make us feel time stand still, who make us feel like we've done this before, in another lifetime, in another form, in another language. And that's what this island, it's not just love, it's remembering. They might not call it twin flame. They might not believe in soulmates. But whatever they believe in, they know this much. You weren't just someone. You were the one that made them question everything. The channel I received kept repeating one phrase over and over. I wasn't ready then, but I'm not sure I'll survive without at least trying again now. So if you've been feeling restless lately, if songs randomly hit you in the chest, if dreams have brought you back to their presence, it's because their soul is trying to reconnect with yours, not just with words, but through vibration, through longing, through that spiritual hotline that only two bonded souls can ever truly understand. You're not imagining it, you're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. This is a connection that defies space and time, one that feels like a dream you can't wake up from, or a memory from a life you can't quite recall. But it's real, and it's calling you. So the only question left is, what will you do when the past knocks on your door again? Because next, we're going to look at what's been stopping them from coming forward, and why the pain they caused you wasn't as intentional as you once thought. Take another sip of that tea. Stay right where you are, because the next part of this story will open a door you didn't know was still waiting to be unlocked. All right, Cancer, take a breath, because what I'm about to reveal might stir something deep inside you, not just memories, but emotions you thought you'd buried long ago. The truth is, they're hurting. Quietly, deeply, and for most of them, silently. On the outside, they may appear fine going about their life, posting pictures, smiling in public, perhaps even surrounded by friends or lovers. But inside, it's a battlefield, a war zone between the past and the present, a conflict between who they were with you and who they're pretending to be without you. Right now, this person is in a delicate space, a season of emotional healing. They are sitting with shadows they've ignored for years, finally facing the pain they ran from, including the pain of walking away from you. Cancer, you need to know this. It wasn't easy for them to leave, even if they made it look effortless, even if they never explained why, even if they disappeared like a ghost in the night. They've carried the weight of that decision in their chest every single day since. And now, that weight is becoming unbearable. I can feel their emotional body fractured, searching. They're trying to heal, but healing isn't linear. It's messy. Some days, they convince themselves they've moved on. Other days, your name hits them like lightning. A song, a dream, a scent, a random word from a stranger, and suddenly, the dam breaks. They are torn between the safety of what they know and the unknown future that still has your fingerprint on it. For some of them, there's still someone else in their energy field. An ex, a karmic partner, maybe even a current relationship that looks stable on the outside, but is hollow within. And that's where the complexity deepens. Because even though they're physically present in that connection, emotionally, they're with you. Imagine standing in a room full of people and feeling completely alone. That's their reality right now. No matter who they're with, they can't recreate the depth, the warmth, the spiritual familiarity they felt when they were with you. And it terrifies them, because that kind of connection doesn't come twice, and they know it. But here's the painful irony: as much as they long for you, they don't know if they deserve you anymore. You were the soft place they ran from when they didn't know how to receive love. You were the mirror that reflected everything beautiful and everything broken within them. They're trying to rebuild themselves piece by piece, but your absence is the missing puzzle they don't know how to fit back in, because too much time has passed. Too many words were left unsaid. Too much pride. Too much fear. Cancer, this person is currently stuck in a liminal space, the in-between. Not fully in the past, not fully in the future. They are spiritually homeless, emotionally wandering. They still feel your energy around them in moments of silence, in flashes of intuition, in moments when they close their eyes and you appear. But their heart is exhausted, torn between guilt and longing, between wanting to rush toward you and fearing they'll only bring more pain. This is why they haven't reached out. It's not because they don't feel. It's because they feel too much. You were the one who saw them, not the mask, not the performance, but their soul. And now that you're gone, they're terrified that no one else ever will again. They may act indifferent, cold, even distant. But make no mistake, that's not apathy. That's survival mode. That's the only way they know how to protect what's left of their fragile heart. They're haunted by the idea that if they come back now, it might be too late. But they're equally haunted by the idea of never trying. And so, they linger. In the shadows of your memories, in the energy of your social media, in the moments when you suddenly feel watched, or nostalgic, or emotionally overwhelmed without knowing why. It's because their spirit is reaching out to yours, hoping you'll feel them, hoping it's not too late. You may think you're the only one who can't sleep some nights. But I promise you, you're not the only one up at 2 a.m, staring at the ceiling, wondering what could have been. They're doing the same, wrestling with the question they don't dare ask out loud. Would you even take me back if I showed up again? They don't know the answer, but that won't stop them from dreaming about it. In the next part of this journey, we'll look deeper into how they truly see you now, what makes you unforgettable in their eyes, and why, no matter how far they try to run, your energy still follows them like a sacred echo from another lifetime. So stay with me, Cancer. The most powerful part of this message is still to come. Cancer, if only you could see yourself the way they see you. If only, for just a moment, you could step into their eyes, feel what your presence stirs in their chest. You would understand why letting go of you was never truly possible. You are not just someone in their life. You are the one who lit up a dark room without even trying, the one who spoke to their soul without needing words, the one who didn't have to explain your love, because your energy said it all. To this person, you were and still are light, a quiet, healing, radiant light, not the kind that blinds or burns, but the kind that wraps itself around a wounded heart and whispers, "You are safe here." You see, before you, they had known attraction, lust, maybe even affection. But you felt like home. It wasn't about how you looked. It was your presence. Your silence was comforting, your voice melodic, calming, your energy like a lullaby the soul had waited lifetimes to hear again. This person may not understand astrology. They may not speak the language of chakras or vibrations, but their soul knew from the very first moment that there was something different about you, and not just different, divine. You see, Cancer, you carry a frequency morten so that is rare and magnetic. It's the energy of the nurturer, the healer, the sacred mirror. Your love isn't loud. It's not performative. It doesn't scream for attention, but it penetrates. Deep, quiet, unshakable. You walk into a room and shift the atmosphere. You touch someone's life and leave imprints they can't erase. And this person, they felt all of it. Even if they never had the words to say it, they remember how you looked at them, not with judgment, but with understanding. You didn't try to fix them. You didn't force them to change. You simply accepted them. And for someone who had spent their life wearing masks, that was the most terrifying and beautiful thing they'd ever experienced. In your presence, they felt seen, not just by another human, but by something higher. They felt the kind of peace that only comes when a wandering soul finally finds its anchor. They felt the kind of love that makes the world go quiet. And that scared them more than anything, because when you've lived your whole life in chaos, peace can feel unfamiliar, uncomfortable. And you, Cancer, you were too peaceful, too pure, too powerful in your softness. They used to lie awake at night thinking, how did I get so lucky? What did I do to deserve someone like them? And that's when the panic began. Because, in their heart, they believed you were too good to stay. And so, they pulled away. Not because they didn't care, but because they cared too much, and feared they would ruin something sacred. But now that you're gone, the silence is deafening. The peace you brought gone. The warmth you carried gone. And nothing they do, no one they meet, no amount of distraction has been able to fill that void. They realize now you weren't just a person. You were an answered prayer. Because months, maybe years before you met, they had cried out for someone like you. Someone to understand them, to stay when things got hard, to love them without needing to be convinced. And you appeared, right on time, like a gift from the universe, wrapped in gentle eyes and a voice that felt like home. But here's the tragedy: they didn't recognize the blessing while it was in front of them. Not fully, not until it was too late. Now, when they scroll through pictures, when they revisit old texts, when they hear a song that sounds too much like your story, they feel it, the loss, the ache, the reverence, because you are not someone they could ever replace. You are not someone they could move on from. You are the standard now, the one every other connection is measured against. And no one, absolutely no one, compares to the sacred frequency you carry. You are their safe space, their calm in the storm, their unexpected miracle, and deep down they know they will spend the rest of their life either finding their way back to you or learning to live with the ghost of what they lost. But there's more. In the next part of this reading, we'll uncover the real reason they haven't reached out yet, and what divine timing is secretly aligning to bring this connection full circle. Don't go anywhere, Cancer. This story isn't over yet. Cancer. This is where the veil lifts, where the invisible begins to take form, where the whispers of the universe become too loud to ignore. The cards laid before us today are not random. The Star, the Knight of Cups, the Strength, the Hermit, the Tower, and from the Angel Oracle, within the next few weeks, you're ready and let go. Together, they form a powerful symphony of divine timing, emotional awakening, and a soul on the edge of transformation. Let's begin with the Star, a card of healing, hope, and divine guidance. Right now, your connection is being held under sacred light. The universe has not forgotten either of you. You, Cancer, have been pouring your love and light into the world, often without expecting anything in return. You've been quietly wishing, praying, wondering if your heart's truth will ever be reflected back to you. And for your person, they see you as their star, their north, the silent wish they once whispered to the sky when no one was listening. You are their hope, their comfort, their light at the end of a long, dark tunnel. But the Star also speaks of distance, emotional, physical, or spiritual, and it tells us that while the light between you still burns, it flickers from afar. Enter the Hermit. Right now, this person is in the midst of a profound inner retreat. They've turned inward, searching their soul for truth. They are no longer satisfied with surface-level relationships or temporary distractions. They are questioning everything, especially what they lost when they lost you. And while they may appear distant or withdrawn, don't mistake their silence for indifference. Inside, they are wrestling with memories, emotions, and something even deeper, the terrifying realization that their soul has been asleep for too long. And then comes the Tower. This is the card of destruction, chaos, and crumbling illusions. It doesn't just shake things, it shatters them. Whatever false comfort your person was clinging to is being ripped away, whether it's an inauthentic relationship, a toxic pattern, or the illusion that they could live without you. The universe is dismantling it, brick by brick. And yes, it's painful, but necessary, because sometimes we must fall apart to fall into place. The Tower is here to awaken them, to crack their ego wide open. And from those ruins, something beautiful can finally be rebuilt. And what follows? Destruction. The Strength card. This is not about physical strength. This is about the courage to face fear, the grace to stay soft in a world that taught you to harden. Your person is summoning inner resilience right now, the kind they've never had to use before. And they are drawing that strength from you, from the memory of your love, from the way you always held space for their vulnerability, even when they couldn't hold it for themselves. This card also reflects your journey, Cancer. You've been strong in your own silence, brave in your waiting, graceful in your release. Which brings us to the Knight of Cups, the card of love offered, of romantic intention, of someone finally finding the courage to speak their heart. Your person wants to reach out. Deep down, they are preparing their words. They imagine how it will go, what they'll say, how you'll look at them, whether you'll forgive them. But the Knight doesn't rush. He moves with heart, with sincerity. He's not just chasing romance. He's chasing redemption. And now, the angels speak, within the next few weeks. A shift is coming, Cancer. A message, a sign, a conversation that could change everything. It may arrive unexpectedly, a dream, a text, a song that feels like a direct message from them. The universe is orchestrating this, and it's closer than you think. But the question is, are you ready? Because that's what the next card says. You're ready, not just to receive love, but to stand in your truth, to claim the life, the connection, the version of yourself that no longer begs, but attracts, no longer chases, but radiates. And finally, the card that humbles even the most hopeful of hearts. Let go. Let go of attachment to outcomes. Let go of timelines. Let go of the belief that healing must include reconciliation, because sometimes letting go of them is how they find their way back. And sometimes letting go is how you find your way forward. You see, this reading is not just about whether they will return. It's about who you've become since they left. A soul wiser, a heart more open, a spirit more aligned with its higher self. They are awakening, yes. They are feeling the pull. But this journey, it's just as much about your liberation as it is about their redemption. So, Cancer, trust this. If they are meant for you, they will return not as the person who left, but as the person who's finally ready to stay. And if they're not, the universe is preparing someone whose soul has been carved just to fit yours. But either way, your heart will be full again, because you are ready. And in the next part of this journey, we'll dive deeper into the signs that the universe is sending you right now, the subtle whispers, the sacred synchronicities, and the divine nudges that are all pointing you toward your next chapter, whether that includes them or someone new. Stay close, Cancer. Something powerful is unfolding. Cancer, as you sit here, heart still tender, eyes maybe glassy from the weight you've carried alone, I want you to hear this with every cell in your being. You do not need to wait for someone else to feel whole. You are not a half. You are not a piece of a puzzle missing its match. You are a galaxy in motion, a divine frequency wrapped in skin. And the love you've been searching for, it has always lived inside of you. The universe wants you to remember you were never meant to beg for clarity, for affection, or for someone to finally choose you. Because the truth is, the person who deserves to be chosen first is you. You are worthy of a love that doesn't make you question your worth at night. A love that doesn't leave you overanalyzing texts, rereading conversations, wondering what you did wrong. You are worthy of a love that holds you steady. A love that's clear, honest, grounding. Not one that leaves you in the shadows of almost and maybe someday. You've waited long enough. You've stayed in the ache long enough. You've held on to fragments, convinced yourself that someday they'll return with answers, with healing, with the love they never quite gave. But sweetheart, what if you don't need that to heal? What if the real closure you've been needing is already within you? Tonight, I want you to try something with me. Not because it's trendy, not because it's mystical, but because it's sacred. Because your soul is ready. Because the universe is listening. Take a piece of paper. Soft, blank, waiting, and on it, write their name, maybe just their first name, or their full name, the one your heart still whispers when you're alone. Underneath, write down every emotion you're ready to let go of. The longing, the anger, the grief, the guilt, the dreams you held together, the version of yourself that thought this was your only shot at love. Pour it out. Don't censor. Let it be raw. When you're done, fold the paper with care as if you're folding away a chapter. Not to destroy it, but to release it with grace. Light a white candle. Let the flame glow quietly beside you. Watch it flicker, strong but gentle like the light returning to your heart. Hold the paper near the candlelight. And when you're ready, not rushed, but certain, whisper, "I return you to the universe. I choose to love myself now." Say it again, louder this time, with breath, with power, with tears, if they come. "I return you to the universe. I choose to love myself now." Then, safely burn the paper. Watch it turn to ash. Let the smoke carry every wound, every hope, every what if, into the stars. Let it rise as a message to the cosmos that you are no longer available for almost love, half-truths, or emotional limbo. And as the last ember fades, smile, not because it was easy, but because you did it. You reclaimed your energy. You chose you. You stepped into the sacred act of self-devotion. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer chained to timelines, apologies, or old versions of love that never truly honored you. You are free. And Cancer, something magical happens when you set yourself free, the universe responds. The right people arrive, the blessings align, the path clears, because you finally created space for something greater. So tonight, as you rest, repeat this truth gently to your soul. I am complete. I am radiant. I am loved. You are not broken. You are becoming. If these words resonated with you, I invite you to type it below, right now, as a sacred declaration. I return you to the universe. I choose to love myself. Let this be your spell, your mantra, your moment, because this is the turning point. Cancer, my dear soul, if you've stayed with me until this very moment, then this message was meant for you. You were guided here for a reason far greater than just to hear about someone else's feelings. You were brought here to finally come home to yourself. Let this be the moment where your heart exhales. You have traveled through longing, through silence, through the ache of unanswered questions, and the heaviness of love that felt almost, but never quite enough. You have walked through fire, and yet, here you are, still standing, still glowing, still hoping, still you. And whether they come back or not, whether they send that message or keep you in the mystery a little longer, the most powerful truth of all remains: you are the light of your own life. You are not waiting to be chosen, you already are. You are not hoping to be saved. You are the savior you've been looking for. The pain you felt was not in vain. It taught you how deep you can feel. It showed you what you deserve. It carved space in your heart for real love. The kind that won't leave you guessing. The kind that sees you in your fullness, not just your fragments. So here is what I want you to carry with you tonight. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not forgotten. You are sacred. You are powerful. You are ready. And if this message touched you, if you felt seen, if you felt understood, if even one sentence wrapped around your heart like a soft blanket, then please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone else who needs a little hope tonight. Because the more we amplify these messages of healing, self-love, and cosmic truth, the more we shift the energy of this entire planet. Your one click could be the light someone else needs. And I would love, truly love, to hear from you. In the comments below, type this sacred declaration out loud for the universe to hear. I am ready to receive what is meant for me. Let that be your vibration. Let that be your calling card to abundance, to peace, to the love you truly deserve. Also, let me ask you this, sweet Cancer. What would it feel like if the person who once broke your heart became the very reason you learned to love yourself harder? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. I read them all. Let's connect soul to soul. And if you'd like to help this message reach even further, Help bring this light to others around the world. Consider tapping the Super Thanks button below. Your support helps me keep creating these emotional, healing journeys for our spiritual community. Together, we are spreading hope, one video at a time. And I'd love to co-create this space with you. Tell me in the comments, what topics or questions would you like us to explore in the next video? Your voice matters, and this channel exists to serve you. Thank you for spending your energy here. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being you. Until next time, may you walk in clarity, dance in abundance, and rest in the arms of your own worth. I'll see you in the next one.